I'd like to call the meeting to order for September 12th, 2023. Please rise for a moment of silence. Thank you. Would you please join in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Here.
Trustee Hunter.
Here.
Trustee Good, absent.
She's on vacation, so. All right, we move on to visitors. Hannah, we'd like to say thank you for being here tonight.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll go on to our financial reports. I'll make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good, absent.
And we'll go on to the Sheriff's Department report. Deputy Atkins, would you like to come up and introduce yourself? And
Absolutely. Good evening, guys. My name is Dan Atkins. I'm the newest community liaison. New to this position, not new to the job. I've been at the Sheriff's Office for about 18 years now. Prior to this, I worked at Weston High School for about 7 years, worked patrol for about 7 years in jail. I'm currently a member of our bomb squad, do a lot of extra events and stuff like that. So it's a pleasure to meet you guys and a pleasure to serve for you guys and with you guys. I have my cards back there. If anybody has any questions, comments, if you guys see any concerns, I'll pass on my information, please reach out to me. Technically, my hours are 7 to 3, but call me anytime. I'll do my best to serve you guys to the best of my ability. As far as service report for the last 2 weeks, I have this information, but I'd like a copy of these stats. May 29th through as of this morning, we had a total of 162 calls to service. We took 19 reports and a total of 5 arrests and 4 citations. Out of those, some of the breakdowns, we had 2 burglaries, 7 crashes, 26 medic runs we assessed it with, 4 thefts, 2 missing persons, 2 stolen vehicles, 12 reports for suspicious persons and vehicles, 2 vandalisms, 20 traffic offenses, 2 complaints for motorcycles, ATVs, or bikes, 2 fireworks complaints. Going through the reports for the last 2 weeks, I've noticed it's been an uptick as far as thefts from outbuildings and vehicles. So there's an ATV side by side stolen recently. Along with that, there's crossbows, firearms stolen, several break-ins of vehicles. We did apprehend 1 juvenile at some vehicle break-ins, but we are working. So I just remind everybody to keep their vehicles and outbuildings locked. If you guys notice anything suspicious, we had 7 people report some activity through ring cameras, and we're able to apprehend one suspect out of that. So if you guys see something, make sure you let us know. Tell me. I'll get with the patrol guys. A lot of times it's the vehicle theft or burglary. We try to piece it together, but obviously with the detectives and everything, it's hard to piece everything. My goal for you guys is to run a lot of the stats and keep the information, try to link the different things together as best I can. So going forward, I will try to have a better breakdown as far as, what's the uptick in crimes and where they're happening, and try to see, focus on those different areas where that's going to happen. So if there's any questions, please feel free to talk to me after the meeting. I'll be here. All right.
Thank you very much.
Do you notice a certain area where the break-ins, outbuilding break-ins?
With you guys, it's a little bit different. So I do cover multiple townships. Obviously out here, we live in the country, right? And so it's kind of spread out.
Okay.
So there has been, I was trying to nail that down to see if there was a pattern. I haven't picked it up yet. I'm still working on that. Again, I'm trying to run stats for a lot of different townships, but my goal is to dig into that to try to see if there's any pattern and if possible. Just my hours, talk to patrol guys to really narrow that down. Try to, find the hot spots and troubleshoot it. So if I do find that pattern, I'll definitely let you guys know. In the meantime, just really try to keep the outbuildings, vehicles locked, stuff like that. Try to not to leave anything in vehicles because be honest, a lot of people breaking in, juvenile houses up these days, breaking a lot of things, so. Do that. Troubleshoot it.
Thank you. Okay, on to road department. Robert?
This got brought up a while back. It is it's a right of way off of Garrick Lilly, but it's considered 9300 Garrick Road. We have an unimproved right of way back there, and it's kind of overgrown, and somebody finally bought that property. So I'm gonna need to go in and just kind of mow everything back. I just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing before I did it. You remember this at all, Nancy? Okay, but yeah, that guy finally ended up buying that property, but we'll try to get that opened up for the weekend. I think he's wanting to get back here, but this isn't so much us. This got brought up before, and you might like this. They're finally got around to installing the fire hydrants in Timberlake subdivision. They've got, I think, maybe 3 or 4 of them done. I think there's gonna be a total of 13. But I was talking with the sanitary engineers about that today. Our alley in Georgesville, we finished up the base construction. We're just waiting on the county's paving crew to come in there and get that thing paved up. I'd like to set a date for the fall cleanup if we want to. I would like to do October 6th and 7th. The reason for that is we were invited to a safety training day at the Franklin County Fairgrounds, sponsored through the Franklin County Township Association. It's pretty much an all-day event, and that's on the 13th following week. So I'd kind of like to stick with that October 6th and 7th.
Is that the rodeo? The rodeo?
No. It's a road safety, trench safety. It's
Okay.
all sorts of things to make you aware of what you're doing. Then the last thing I have is we got the invoice for chip sealing Grassley Road. It came in $8,658 cheaper than originally quoted, so there's a total of $22,954.99.
It's good to hear that.
Yeah,
I say,
I was pretty pleased when I opened it home.
Mr. O'Leary,
I am, yeah.
if you would like to bring up,
Okay, yeah.
we normally have sign-in sheets
Yeah, I didn't know if it was.
and they're in the back, but since I figured you'd
Okay,
be here tonight and since we're on road department,
all right. I'll be quick. I have the list handed out if I can pass that out. No, I don't have 8 copies, but.
Thank you.
So first of all,
Thank you.
thank you for the time. I'll be really quick. I know this was addressed back in July and I couldn't be at the meeting, but I appreciate that and the discussion that followed. But I just wanted to come in and talk about Darby Boulevard a little bit. I live at the very end of Darby Boulevard, and the roadway, it's my opinion that the roadway is in poor condition, has a number of these asphalt cracks that go all the way across the roadbed. I know it was discussed that maybe we could chip seal it or crack seal those cracks. I'm worried about, if you look at the handout, it shows some of the detail of those cracks on the second and third page. But I'm worried that with freeze and thaw, it's just gonna keep eroding those cracks since it's totally perforated at those points, and they're actually kind of, the roadbed is buckling in those locations. So that was the first matter that I just wanted to discuss. And then the second one is this turnaround at the end of Darby Boulevard. And there has been a kind of jug handle that was created at some point towards the end of Darby Boulevard. The Franklin County standard is for a 70-foot paved diameter turnaround, and that's for delivery trucks, and it's for trash trucks and emergency vehicles. If you look at the second to last page, the page 4, it shows how that jug handle could be expanded to create a 70-foot diameter. And then the next page is right from the county. That's their Franklin County standards for a cul-de-sac turnaround for an uncurbed cul-de-sac. The last image is really just showing the existing conditions of that jug handle turnaround. And you can see on the left that there's this deep area on that property, which is about to be developed by someone, but that's what the trash trucks are using weekly to kind of back in, and then they drag a bunch of mud out onto the road. And so I really feel that that's kind of an essential need for this street if it can be done. And, certainly I'm going to Pleasant Township because I think it's a county issue, and looking for some assistance from the township first before I, talk about moving it up the chain to the county.
This is ours.
Yeah.
This is ours.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay.
Well, let me look into it because what I'm kind of,
Did we have this come up before
yeah,
years ago?
about every 4 or 5 years this comes up.
That's what I thought. After I saw this picture,
Yeah,
refresh my memory.
originally, the original plat had an area for a cul-de-sac right here.
Yeah,
Have you seen that before?
I have seen it. Yeah,
The problem was,
it was
it
going to
went
take
through
out that
it went
house.
through the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Well, since then, because I'm judging from this, they should have it, it must have been abandoned because last time we went through this, that's the old boss was asking, well, how can they sell that house if half of it's in the right of way?
Yeah.
And they must have abolished that. But if that's the case, I need to find out, because even right here, this is our right of way.
Right.
On this property, one of the older owners,
They
they,
seeded that.
they gave the township a easement, something.
Right.
To where we had so much room for that. But yeah, let me get with county engineers, probably their survey department, and see what we've got here right away wise. Because I'm with you. It's a pain in the butt to plow snow back there
Mhm.
and just all the above. And yeah, I heard that somebody, is this the house they're fixing up?
Yeah, and it's all 3 of those properties.
Okay.
So that site would be involved, and that's why I think it's a good time to
Are
talk
these
about it.
vacant lots?
They're vacant, but they're all owned by the same property owner, and so I'm assuming that all 3 of those lots are somehow going to be developed.
Okay, well, if it would, maybe they'd be interested in granting us even like this gentleman did.
Right.
So, but yeah, let me look into it. Because, yeah, like I said, it's a pain in the butt. Well, it's not bad.
Yeah. All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you. Thank you for the detailed pictures and
Yeah. Thanks for the time.
donations.
Appreciate it. Have a good
Is
day.
your address and phone number?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
I'll get your phone number and that way I can keep you informed.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Okay. Anything else, Robert? On fire department.
All right, 6 and 7, try to put that on the sign. Or, okay,
Yes.
I'll take care of that, and get that on the
So
sign.
we probably ought to. Make a motion to accept the dates of October 6th and 7th for the fall cleanup. Second.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter
Yes.
and trustee Good absent.
Okay, actually, it's been a uneventful, slow kind of week, got a couple of weeks, but, we obviously have the fire EMS levy we're working on. We're, meeting, putting some people together. We're gonna work on that this week. I think 231, we had some recalls that were addressed. Engine 231, we had some sensors that were bad for seat belts, and there's I would believe there's a recall issue on headlight issues, so we're getting that taken care of. ATV trailer has been cleaned and is being sealed. Been taking care of that, just a lot of maintenance stuff. Some of it we've been taking care of as much as possible. So, all our new employees have finished their physicals. They're finishing those up. Our latest grant that we have, our physical trainer started last week, and he's working with all the units. And that seems to be going really well. So, and I think that's about all we have. And then I'll get with you on the hydrants, but we are working with Grove City because we're trying to update our hydrants in the CAD system. So they come up on the CAD, anything like that we can put in the CAD, we're gonna do that. And that just makes it easier. So when people are going places, they know exactly where the hydrants are. We don't have many, but we want them in there. So I think that's about it.
Thank you. All right, go on to old business. Do you have anything? New business?
Okay, if I could have a transfer of $10,000 into the checking account for medical reimbursement.
I'll make resolution number 44. To transfer $10,000 from the general fund to the medical.
Well, it's actually just from the regular checking over to the medical reimbursement check.
Regular checking to the medical.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets, trustee Hunter,
Yes.
and trustee Good absent. Okay. And then, between meetings, there was some paperwork that needed to be provided to the county on the Timber Lake resurfacing project. And then in addition to that, excuse me, when we did the budget, we had talked about moving some expenses around. So there are some appropriations that need some transfers done and that type thing. So if I have your permission to do that.
I'll make resolution 45 to give Paula the permission to transfer those funds.
Okay.
Second. Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter
Yes.
and trustee Good absent. And then I just have basically the normal mail newsletters. There hasn't been a whole lot. We did get from the county, like where we turned in our budget, they sent the certificate of estimated resources for next year. I will copy that to you guys. So, that's pretty much everything I have. I saw on your agenda about the firefighter pay. I went ahead and made payment to what we were in agreement in. And then the other, you guys need to discuss and let me know what you want to do on that.
Okay, anything else for Paul? Okay, have no speaker sheets. Ken, do you have anything?
ODOT is, what they sent me back concerning the new circle. ODOT is in the process of scoping the future roundabout of 62, 665, and obtaining a consultant. Department already has a consultant on board for the storm sewer upgrade. So his goal is to have the new storm sewer in place prior to roundabout, or he's going to attempt to incorporate the outfall portion of the sewer with the roundabout at a minimum. So hopefully that will improve drainage and the petriform and all that through there.
Did they have a completion date? At least a year.
They're just saying, he's thinking the decision should be made by the end of this year. He's gonna keep us up on that. I look for him to put a circle east of the intersection and dead end 62 both directions from 665. To get away from that railroad, I think that's anything they can do. So should be interesting. That's it. Water's flowing good.
That's good.
It's a long battle.
Thank you. Chief, should we have an executive session to discuss the firefighting payout?
You can, we can talk about it here. I'm okay talking.
All right.
So the contract states that they get 144 hours for the year. And that's what happened. He got 144 hours. Now it does state that you can't take vacation for a year, but he was able to take 2 24-hour shifts. So in essence, we give him that vacation up front, but which actually works out to about 12 hours that what they earn. Now, based on that, because contract's not clear, and we talked about contract language we need to clear up. So based on that, he would have 84 hours in his bank minus 48. Now, we have the option of not paying or paying that difference, which would be 36
I
hours.
think that's what we came up with.
36 hours. And then fix that in the next contract. Or not.
I'm gonna,
What I would be concerned about with past practice, I mean, if he wants to do it this time, then they'll. Follows it.
And what was that part of the contract that you had there following that we talked about there? Yeah, because it's not that clear, because really you get it all up front, but you really it breaks down that you earn 12 hours over each month.
Do you want me to read that?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and read that?
Okay, it's vacation, section 19.1. Each employee working the 53-hour work week shall be entitled to be paid vacation leave as follows. And in order to help with scheduling, it will be credited to the employee January 1st. Upon a member's first anniversary date, such member shall be credited with the applicable number of vacation time hours listed below, and commencing on January 1st, the year of the member's anniversary date. Vacation time shall occur on a calendar year basis and be credited on each January 1st. And it says at 1 year of service, 53-hour personnel, 144 hours, accumulated at rate of 12 hours per month of service, max of 2 188 at the end of the year.
So he didn't have his 1 year of service. So two options we can take here, and it may be best just say, okay, you got 48 hours time. You didn't have a year of service and you got time, and go that route. And that's what we discussed. And clear it up in the next contract on the language.
That would be my,
Mine too, because he wasn't here, but I'm sure whoever filled that out and gave it to you was part of those discussions, and I thought it was very clear.
Yeah, I think it was missed. It was missed. I think it'll just, when the contract time, we'll just go back and do some clarification for that. So, and I think we'll just leave it at that. He got his vacation, and there won't be any payout. And he'll get paid for the holiday pay and the paramedic pay, which Paul has already taken care of.
Well, on the holiday pay, there wasn't the adjustment that I had done based on what my understanding of the contract was as opposed to what they had turned in, but we were in agreement that that was probably correct.
Right, paying him for the
What I did.
days that he was here. Right, isn't that what we did?
Well, it says that, should have marked
I
it.
believe we made him whole on his holidays.
Yeah, well, they had requested more hours, but based on reading of the contract, he was entitled to 12, and I went ahead and paid him for that 12.
That sounds good,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so, and then I did go ahead and where I had, even though they didn't give me any information on it, I had calculated the paramedic, and he did get paid for that. And he got paid for 4 comps. So just so we're all on the same page, then he's received the compensation up to this point that he's entitled to, and that 48 hours is just water over the bridge. Okay. Right.
So we're all good?
We're good, yep,
All right.
yep.
We didn't need executive.
And with that, there'll be a meeting with the union, I believe, this week, and I told them to start making arrangements to come for negotiations. So,
All right.
So.
Sounds good. Anything else? I make a motion to adjourn. Roll call?
Trustee Sheets, trustee Hunter,
Yes.
and trustee Good absent.